I have experience in trying to capture an audience's attention and hold it long enough to get to my message. It's why I open meetings and Bible studies with storytelling and confessions of my zanier-than-I-should-be escapades. The stories serve as appetizers, while the crowd gives me the once-over, drawing conclusions about whether they should care about anything I'm there to say based on how I look and what I'm wearing. Isn't it funny that they think I don't notice? I believe the self-effacing humor is disarming and helps prepare my listeners for the word. John's communication style is the polar opposite. The man opens at full speed, and he's laser-focused on his main subject as he regales us with one passionate description of Jesus after another. Our first passage is lengthy and so worthy of our attention. Let's stay in it and consider the sheer majesty of this otherworldly being John attempts to define in human terms. John 1:1-18. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was in the beginning with God. All things came into being through him, and apart from him not even one thing came into being that has come into being. In him was life, and the life was the light of mankind, and the light shines in the darkness, and the darkness did not grasp it. A man came, one sent from God, and his name was John. He came as a witness to testify about the light, so that all might believe through him. He was not the light, but he came to testify about the light. This was the true light, that coming into the world enlightens every person. He was in the world, and the world came into being through him, and yet the world did not know him. He came to his own, and his own people did not accept him. But as many as received him, to them he gave the right to become children of God, to those who believe in his name, who were born not of blood, nor of the will of the flesh, nor of the will of a man, but of God. And the Word became flesh, and dwelt among us, and we saw his glory, glory as of the only Son from the Father, full of grace and truth. John testified about him and called out, saying, "This was he of whom I said, He who is coming after me has proved to be my superior, because he existed before me. For of his fullness we have all received, and grace upon grace. For the law was given through Moses, grace and truth were realized through Jesus Christ. No one has seen God at any time. God, the only Son, who is in the arms of the Father, he has explained him." Whew! John is a frenzied artist, adding breathless strokes until a portrait like no other stands before us. Only then does he catch his breath and invite us into the rest of his gospel. And yet, we'll soon see that John never stops trying to wrap words around the mystery of God's Son walking among mankind. John the writer barely concludes his enthusiastic effort to help us comprehend that God himself has appeared on earth in the image of his Son before he practically strips gears to introduce John the Baptist, a man who has arrived preaching a similar message with a show-stopping twist. The Baptist announces that this magnificent being, whom the writer has been describing, is God's promised Messiah, and he's already on the scene. But then he takes it a step further. The Baptist proclaims that this much-anticipated Messiah is also God's chosen lamb. A lamb, you say? Hit the brakes. John's audience would have immediately associated lambs with bloody sacrifices and sin offerings. What a mysterious dichotomy. This magnificent being has come to die as God's sacrificial lamb? Remember the humility we noted in the Baptist? Jesus models humility that's infinitely more startling. He's the light of the world, stepping down to serve as the lamb who dies for it. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's pace this out. The other Gospels tell us John the Baptist showed up wearing hairy clothes and snacking on bugs and honey, Matthew 3:4, and Mark 1, verse 6.